Okay, so we're back, and this is going to be episode 2, and I guess we're checking out this abandoned shack here. So, unfortunately, I don't have any crowbar with me or anything of that nature, so we're just going to bash in a window and see how that goes. If I had a crowbar, I could pull off some of the bars and such. Now, if there's any monsters in here, they're definitely going to know that I'm coming. Another thing that's great is to always clean up the broken windows because the last thing you want is to cut yourself up super bad for no good reason. And steel chain, fire, steel chain. I've never seen that before. Useful as a weapon or for crafting. Hooray. And what else we got? Oh, look at that, crowbar. Alright, well, may as well grab one of those to make sure we're all set in case we get into the situation again. Gotta ignore the tin can. Is there a flashlight? It's going to become nighttime before you know it. And it's in here. Water, glass jar. Oh, cell phone. Aha. As I said before, it's really useful to grab different items that can be dismantled. So when you see something that you think is useful in this game, it's usually a good idea to pick it up and just try it out later, see if you can dismantle it or not. There is a flashlight. I don't know why I didn't see that earlier. Sometimes for various containing items like the refrigerator that's right here, or drawers and such, sometimes you have to stand next to them in order to actually see if there's items in them. Not that that's too important. Alright, so nothing too special going on, just, usual empty house, looks like. Let's check this one. This door's locked. It's interesting. Well, oh wait, I have a crowbar now. I wonder if I could use that. Yes, there we go. You pry the door open. And tin can, lighter, another flashlight, which is actually outside. Alright, again, not too much, nothing to write home about. A jean jacket? Nah, I like my lab coat. Right? Lab coat seems cool. So if zombies see me, they'll be like, oh, this looks like an intelligent man. I will not eat him. So that's how that works. Alright, and we'll continue on our merry old way. I'll actually just pause the video here and resume once I find something worthy of note, because there's really no sense in having you guys watch me just wander about the wilderness looking for something. So we'll be back. And we're back. That was hardly any time at all. Just got up the street and found another scientist zombie. Um, it's pretty small fries, but I figure it's worth recording just in case, because you never know. Might be super difficult, might kill me in a horrible fashion. Also, there's a bobcat nearby. They tend to become hostile. Okay, so the zombie drops a flask of acid, then steps on it. Works for me. Quickly strike, quick strike, dodge, quick strike, and it's dead. And it doesn't look like there's anything else going on. So we'll butcher that guy. Steel-toed boots, panties, and a bra. If you're a pervert, apparently this would be a great game because Anyway, I'm already wearing footwear, but I would really prefer the steel-toed boots. So we're just gonna drop those. Yes. And there we go. There'll be a little bit encumbering, I think, maybe. Yeah, encumbrance of 1, I guess, because they do not fit at this point. But we'll work on that later. Once we get some good supplies going, once I find something more interesting, I'll go through the process. Grab some more water. Yeah, not too much going on right now. Not too much worthy to pick up. But there might be some CBMs or CBMs? Yeah, CBMs. The anti-glare compensators, I'm not really going to worry about that because it's basically, I'll show you the example for it. You can read it if you want. They're basically just sunglasses that require internal power. So it's kind of a bit overdone. Let's see, medical gloves, eye drops. Oh, steel-toed boots that actually fit instead of just regular old ones. In addition, these ones are not damaged. So I'm going to drop those and pick up the boots. There they go. And put those on. And now, just to bring those up, so now you can see, since these fit, they don't have any encumbrance on them. They also offer good protection, and unlike the dress shoes, these guys offer 100% coverage, meaning that any attacks that come my way will have to go through the boots before me, which is good. So in the case of not having full coverage, you'll generally speaking not have to worry about that, because usually most clothes have good percentages, but there's always a chance that it'll just simply avoid the clothing. So especially if you come across something with a gun, it's fine, I've got 80% encumbrance, and 90% of the time, none of those bullets will hit you. They'll hit your clothing first, but that 1% of the time, that's all it takes. So this here, I should explain. One of the things you also randomly come across is wreckage. This is wreckage from a military group, looks like. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can loot some good stuff. These usually have some very, very good things. So the Bushmaster ACR looks like a nice gun, but as I said earlier, I'm probably going to ignore guns this time around. Just, they kind of make the game a little bit easier in some ways. In some ways, they make it a little more difficult, so I'm just not going to worry about them. The main difficulty is they create a lot of noise, and I feel like that makes it really easy in this case because I went with static spawn. So all the zombies are already there. Extra noise is going to draw them in, but as long as you keep a good eye out, you don't need to worry about that with static spawn. I'm going to ignore the military black box. Sometimes they have like flight records and they'll tell you how the vehicle crashed or some history as to the world of Cataclysm DDA, but again, it's kind of something I'm not that concerned with right now. So if I look at this, it's got a 0 encumberment, which is awesome. Alright, and that's all good. But you see here where it says my arms are encumbered by 1. That's because I have, even though each article of clothing is not encumbering me, because I have both a lab coat and an army jacket covering my arms, it ends up creating a slight issue there. So, like you can't wear 15,000 layers and expect to be able to walk around fine, because you're going to be like that little kid from A Christmas Story. And, again, it's very hard to fight zombies when you've got a million layers of padding on. So, looking back and forth at these, they both have the same storage. Since the lab coat doesn't really offer me any protection, I'm going to go ahead and just drop the lab coat. If I was in a position where I had like a base going on or like a good hiding spot, I would keep it, but I don't, so I won't. Oh, and that's incredibly bad. What that is those spider webs are an indicator. Yeah, that's what these are, by the way, spider webs. That's an indicator that there's a big spider's nest there. So, yep, and there we go, giant web spider. And it's so close that it doesn't show up on the right. So, let's see. Yep, there he is. I see him. It's a little bit hard to tell where things are with this tile set, but there he is. It is hostile. Alright, this may be the end of this run. We'll find out soon. Because as I said earlier, sometimes games last, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you end up dying very quickly. But we have here, so this is what I was talking about. Buildings actually show up on the minimap. So this here is a science lab. This is possibly good luck, possibly horrible luck. Let's find out. And of course, there's still that spider out there somewhere, but we won't worry about him right now. Open. There we go. And we're going to open this guy. Alright, not too bad. Looks like scissors, bandages. Bandages are good. I will grab those. The other thing on the floor here is a dissector, which is a trap. I am not going to step on that, because dissector does not sound friendly. We have more bandages, gallon jug of bleach, a butcher knife. Oh yes. And a hacksaw. Oh my gosh, this is really lucky. It may not seem all that important, because, hacksaw, well, it's a big deal. Actually, it's a fairly difficult thing. I've had trouble coming across them before. Most people probably don't. and have no trouble with it at all, but I always have trouble coming across them. So I'm going to just grab it now while I can, as well as the butcher knife. And it's off. So my inventory is more or less... That looks like a hand. Is that a hand? No, rubber gloves. It's disappointing. Um, yep, so now we'll try this one. And... Oh, wow, okay. Again, great luck. So, access denied. Let's bypass security. An alarm sounds. I don't really care. Try it again. Console electrocutes me. Now you can see over on the top right corner where it's got the head, torso, those all went from full marks to half marks. That means that I took some damage. Not very happy about that. Oh, I'm going through nicotine withdrawal. Have another smoke. And try it again. Electrocutes me again. Try it again. An alarm sounds, and it electrocuted me. You now see I have pain 6. So with pain 6, what that's going to do is, let's see. Well, right now it's pretty minor, so it's just adding to my speed cost. But you can see, there we go. So it's actually reducing my intelligence by 1. Thanks to a cigarette, it's also being raised by 1, so it's unaffected. But yeah, pain will cause things like your intelligence to decrease, your strength to decrease. So that's why I like that masochist thing. Very, very useful. Alarm sounds again, don't care. Console shuts down. That's disappointing. Well, I'm not going to get anything more out of it now. And let's just see. Luckily, I brought with me a flashlight that I found. Okay. Goop it. Don't really care. Let's head up this way. Luckily, at this point, since I don't really have a whole lot going on for me, as far as inventory goes, as far as, important items and skill usage, pretty much a clean slate at this point, so I'm just going to grab various things that I think might be possibly useful later on. I'm going to be a lot less, well, I should say, yeah, a lot less selective in my grabbing junk than I normally would be. Once you've already got bandages, if I already had a hacksaw sitting at home, I wouldn't waste the inventory space on getting that kind of stuff. Empty fridge, rubber boots, safety glasses. Yeah, you'll find a lot of this kind of stuff out here. Ooh, a lizard serum. Let's see. It is a conical flask with a rubber bung. Super concentrated mutagen. You need a syringe to inject it, if you really want to. I'm going to avoid the serums from... Well, you know what? I did get that Robusternix perk a while back, so we'll grab that. And maybe I'll get lucky, and I'll also find a syringe. Oh my gosh, what luck. Alright, so here we go. We'll activate that. And I have reptilian eyes. It's weird. What's that do? Your eyes have mutated with a brilliant iris and slitted pupil similar to that of a lizard. This is visually striking, but it doesn't seem to affect your vision. Well, that's useful. More bandages. Guide to emergency care. Advanced emergency care. Ooh. So right now it says can bring your first aid skill to 8. Requires a first aid skill of 5 to understand. Unfortunately, at this point, I don't have the intelligence for it. I don't have the previous knowledge for it. And I really don't want to waste that volume to try to carry it either. I am going to, now that I injected myself, I'm going to drop the flask, and I'm going to drop the syringe, because, no sense in being super encumbered for something I can't use and can't replicate. A couple lighters, not really too concerned. Oop. Well, shoot. Unfortunately, I'm still very new at this, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to edit that out. I will if I can, but, yeah, second video I've ever made, so I'm not exactly a pro at this. Yep, now I'm gonna die. So I tried to activate the console, because, hey, you know what, there's, some things going on here, and a Sekibots emerge from components in the floor. They are armed with weapons, specifically guns. So I'm gonna get out of here as fast as I can. Oh, you hear that beep, beep, beep? That's a warning sound. And of course I go the wrong way. And there we go! I've been shot with an SMG. Oh, all right. So right now I'm in a lot of pain. You can see all my stats got decreased from my strength, my dexterity, my intelligence, my perception. All that got decreased quite badly because I got hit. Let's see. Wow, that's interesting. The shots actually started reflecting off my skin. That's unexpected. But we're just gonna pretend that room never existed and move on. Now, luckily, a lot of enemies, like bots, don't know how to open doors, oddly enough. So I'm more or less safe now. Alright, so what I'm going to do is... I guess we need to eat. Just going to leave this on, 'cause, yeah, I knew that web spider was going to be out here waiting for me, slash looking for me. So we're going to sneak off here into the woods a little bit. Hopefully we'll, find some food, pick some underbrush, didn't find anything. Try it again, still didn't find anything. Tried another one, didn't find anything. That time it disappeared. Somewhere around here there should be a berry bush. I'm just trying to walk through the trees. I'm sorry that you can't really see what's going on. It's just to, clear through a little bit faster. Oh, well, here's something fun. So I'm not actually going to step on anything in this area, but you see those little lumps, like right here? Mound of dirt. Those are, generally speaking, landmines. Now, just for funsies, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pick up a rock, and I'm going to wield it. Actually, I'm going to throw it. I'm going to throw the rock onto the landmine and miss. Because that's cool. Nope. Yep. Throw the rock again. Okay, so apparently a rock will not set off the landmine. But believe me, if one of those go off, you hurt. Of course, I walk over the strawberries, not even thinking that, hey, I could eat strawberries. Because, I'm an American, so healthy foods? Nah. Alright, eat another strawberry. This is the nice thing about being out in the woods right now. We're like wilderness. Plenty of local food, things to go after. That's odd. There's a little spore cloud here. It is a mass of spores the size of a balled fist wafting about the air. I'm gonna leave that go. I don't know what that's gonna do. I have a theory about what that's gonna do. Either way, I don't want any. As you can see, I'm no longer hungry, and things are going pretty smoothly. So I'm gonna pause the video again here and, let you know if I find civilization, or some crazy zombie, or anything interesting. Alright, see you soon. Alright, so we're back. And I found something neat over this way. Didn't quite get to it yet. Just want to show. So I did smoke a cigarette, finished off my water. That's pretty much it. Didn't really miss anything too crazy. And right, what I spotted was sorry, right here, an LMOE shelter, which I believe is a Last Man on Earth shelter. They're usually, actually, this is the first one I found, so the only thing I really know about them is things I've read. That is a closed metal door. Yes. Can I open it? I can. Can I close it? Yes, I can. I'm going to go ahead and just activate the flashlight because there might be someone waiting for me here. Oh, look at that. It's a wood stove. And firmly sealed crates. Let's go ahead and activate the crowbar on one. You pry but cannot pop open the crate. Let's try it again. Pry but cannot open the crate. Oh, also, yeah, I realized I had my flashlight on as I stepped outside of the lab, so that was useful. Ooh, nail gun. That's a jackpot. Hammer, gardening shovel, wrench. Wrench is great. Flashlight's great. Bolt cutters are great. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Autobiography of a mountain man. Historic weaponsmith. Oh, that's one of my favorite books in this game. Wood axe. Wow, there's just amazing. A mini fridge. They have a mini fridge. Yeah, the stuff down here is absolutely fantastic. So I really hope we can take full advantage of that. And, there isn't some sneaky guy hiding out in here. Alright, I'm definitely going to grab that. Backpack. I know I mentioned earlier, it's not exactly useful to wear backpacks, but the reality is you need a backpack or something to carry your stuff. One backpack just adds that one torso encumbrance with other clothes, which, cuts down your melee skill and your dodge skill a little bit, but it's almost a necessity. What you don't want to do is wear five, military style rucksacks or something like that, because the game will let you, and you won't do well that way. As you can see, there's tons of different rounds here. 9mm full metal jacket. Unfortunately, at this point, I don't really have any guns to shoot it with, so nice variety of ammunition and nothing to do with them. Let's try, yes, open. What do we got here? Samurai novel, romance novel, and ooh, what do we got here? More novels, more novels. I'm actually a little bit disappointed at that. But that's okay. So we'll leave his munitions to go. I mean, this is a pretty sweet spot, and I'm pretty pleased with it. But we'll just scavenge it and keep on moving on, because just, hanging out in a quiet little shack, not really great for, the excitement level of things. So screwdriver, wrench, wood saw, flashlights. Already got a hacksaw, I think. Bolt cutters. I'm not sure if I'm going to need those, so I'll leave it for now. Gardening shovel, more flashlights. Woohoo. What we got here? I'm going to grab that. And that. And a chemistry textbook. Alright. Water survival. Okay, yeah, definitely. And you know what? I'm not too keen on computer science in this game. It's useful, but yeah. Swajan die set. Mini fridge. Weighs 70 pounds. Yes, I will totally just run around with that. Oh, I really want the rope, so I'm going to grab it. I'm not going to drop that, though. What can I give up in return for... Oh, shoot, I forgot. I got rid of I finished my water while trying to find this place. So that's going to be a pretty critical thing soon. Let's see. Hacksaw, crowbar, screwdriver, wrench. What else do I want to drop? Oh, see, here we get into it. So I mean, an empty plastic bottle, not all that useful. Cell phone, I was going to dismantle it later on, but it's not all that useful. Now I'm in the point where I need to figure out what can I drop in order to make room for that rope, because much like in Boondock Saints, rope is incredibly important when you least expect it. I'm actually going to drop, yeah, we'll drop a couple flashlights. So grab that, and let's see, let's grab 3 flashlights, and in return I'm actually going to drop my lit flashlight, because, may as well take advantage of the fully charged ones. Now, I'm not really going to worry about the wood saw or any of that. I feel like this is pretty successful. You know what? Is that a hammer? I think it's a hammer. If it is, I want it. It is a hammer. I'm going to take it. And I need to figure out what else I can drop. You know what? I'm going to drop my used lighter, which does me no good at all. Maybe... Nope. I really want to keep the bandages. As you can see, I dropped the rags. The rags can basically be used for like a cheap man's bandage. I wish someone had explained that to me when I first started playing. So, yeah, we'll just leave that for now. You know what? I like the crowbar, but I prefer the hammer. So, won't be able to crack open any doors, but that's alright. It's still sunny. Sun's high up in the sky, so things looking good. It's a useful spot, so I may come back to it later on. Alright, and as you can see, there's still no sign of civilization nearby yet. Shouldn't be too much longer. I mean, we've done some pretty good amount of exploring for our first day. So, I will, let's see how much time we got left here. Alright, I think I'm actually going to call it here for the day, and start the next episode when I find something a bit more interesting to show you guys. Alright, see you later.